Good day, students. Welcome to our virtual class on rounding off numbers. I remain your humble tutor, Mr. Kisho Kamal. Now, let's look at the steps involved in rounding numbers. The first one is locate the target digits. Using its place value, look up to the right of these digits. That's the first step involved in rounding numbers. Now, what's the second step? The second step is, if the right digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you round it down. In other words, when you want to round it down, you allow the digits to what? To rest. Okay? Now, if the right digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you round it up. In other words, if you are rounding up, you add 1. Now, look at the third step. Change all digits to the right of the target digits to what? 0. Now, these are the steps necessary to round up numbers. Okay? Now, let's go to the next slide. As you can see in the examples, we're told to round these numbers to the nearest 10. Okay? We have to round these numbers to the nearest what? 10. Okay? That's 72. Now, the first thing is you write out the place value. Okay? Now, you have this, your units. These are tens. These are 100. These are 1,000, if you like. Okay? Now, these two will be under what? 2 units. While this 7 will be under what? 7. That is what? 7 tenths. Now, what is the target digit? The target digit is definitely 7. Why? Because we have to round up to the nearest what? 10. So this is the target digit. As you can see, that is part of the what? First step. Now, look at the digits to the right of the target digit. The digit to the right of the target digit is what? 2. Take note of this. Now, look at the digit to the right of the target digit. Is it up to 5? No. It's between 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It falls within that range. And what that implies is that you allow it to what? To rest. In other words, all this will now turn to what? 0. Any digit to the right of the target digit, which one would now turn to what? 0. So our answer is going to be, this will turn to 0, the 2 will turn to 0, while you drop down 7. So 7 is the final answer. If you want to convert them to the nearest 10, our answer will give us 70. Now let's look at the second example. That is what? 59. You write 5, 9. The first step is locate their what? Place value. So this is going to be units. This is going to be tens. Okay? Since it's to the nearest 10, automatically this is going to be the target digits. Can you see that? Now, the next step is this. Look at the digits to the right of the target digits. Okay? This is the digit to the right of the what? Target digits. Now, look at it. Is it up to 5? Yes. Why? Because it falls between 5 to 9. What are we going to do? We are going to what? Add 1. Now, we are going to add 1. You add 1 to the what? Target digits. So now I'm going to add 1 to this. Okay? 5 plus 1 will turn to what? 6. And remember, the third step is all digits to the right of the target digit must turn to what? 0. Now, the only digit to the right of the target digit is what? 9. So this 9 will turn to 0. So that means 59 to the nearest 10 will give us the final answer, 60. Now let's go to example number 3. So we have 1, 2, 6. The first step is locate their place value. So this 6 will be under units, that is 6 units. Then the 2 will be what? Tens, 2 tens. While the 1 will be what? 100. Can you see that? Now the next step is what? Locate the target digits. Since we have to round it to the nearest 10, where do you have 10 here? This is 10. So apparently this is going to be our target digits. Now look at the digits immediately to the right of target digits, which is what? 6. Is it up to 5? Yes. What are you going to do? You add 1 to the target digits. Okay? So this one you are going to add 1. Can you see that? So 2 plus 1 will give us 3. You drop down 1. And remember, all digits to the right of the target digits will now turn to what? 0. If you have 2 digits after these 2, the 2 digits will turn to 0, 0. Because we have just only 1 digit, this one will turn to 0. That means our final answer will give us 130. If you round off 126 to the nearest thing, our answer is going to give us 130. Now let's go to the next question, which is 349. 349. Okay, you write 3, 4, 9. You write out their place value as usual. So this will be units. Why this is going to be 10. Why this will give us 100. Remember, to the nearest 10. This is 10, right? So that means this is going to be any digit under T is going to be our target digits. Now look at the digits to the right of the target digits. The digit to the right of the target digits is what? 9. Now this 9 is up to 5. What are we going to do? That means we are going to add 1 to the what? To the target digits. Okay, so you add 1 to the target digits. Okay, 4 plus 1 will give us 5. Then you drop down 3. And remember, in the third step, any digit to the right of the target digits will now turn to what? 0. So that gives us 350. Okay. Now let's go to example 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now here we have to use the place value. These units. This is 10. This is 100. While this is what? 1,000. If you have any other digit here, that will be 10 of 1,000, 100 of 1,000, and so on and so forth. Okay? To the nearest 10, this is 10. So this is going to give us our target digits. Okay? That's still there. Now, look at the digit to the right of the target digits, which is what? 4. Is this up to 5? No. What are you going to do? You allow it to rest. So that means you leave the target like that, the way it is. It's going to be 3. You drop down 2, drop down 1. Now any other digits to the right of the target will turn to what? 0. So our final answer is 1,230. If you are going to convert 1,234 to round it off to the nearest thing, your answer will be 1,230. Now let's move to the next example. Okay, yes. Now, here we have to round these numbers to the nearest 100. Now, how do we go about this? We have 1,834 for the first one. Okay, we have 1, 8, 3, 4. Can you see that? Now you write the place value. So this is going to be units. This is going to be 10. This will be 100. This will be what? 1000. Can you see that? Okay. Now units 10, 100, 1000. Now to the nearest what? 100. Now look at these units. This 10, this 100. So that means H will be our type digit, which is what? 8. Can you see that? Now look at the digit to the right of type digit, which is what? 3. Can you see that? Is this number, is it up to 5? No, you allow it to rest. So that means you drop down 8, you drop down 1. Any digit to the right of the type digit will all turn to 0. That is our step 3. So this will turn to 0, 4 will turn to 0. Our final answer is 1800 for example 1. So that's our final answer. Now let's look at example 2. For example 2, what do we have? We have 354, right? So if you write out 3, 5, 4, okay, now write out their place value. So under this is going to be units, then this is going to be 10, this is going to be what? 100, okay, can you see that? Now since it's to the nearest 100, where do you have 100 here? This is it. So this 3 is going to be our target digits. This is the target digits. Now look at the digit to the right of the target digits. This is it. Now this digit is up to 5. Remember, from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, what will you do? You round it up, and if you round up, what are you going to do? You are going to what? Add 1. So that means you are going to add 1 to the type digit. So you are going to add 1 to this. 3 plus 1 will give us 4. Now any other digit to the right of type digits will all turn to what? 0. So this is going to give us 0, 0. So our final answer here is what? 400. Okay. Now let's look at example 3. Now for example 3 we have 782. 700 and what? 82. So you write down 7, 8, 2. Okay. Now you write out the place value. This is going to give us the units 10, 100. Okay. The question says round it to the nearest 100. So where do you have 100 here? This is it. So this is going to be our target digits. Now look up to the right of the type digits, which is what? 8. Look up to this. Can you see that? Is it up to 5? Yes. What are you going to do? You add 1. So we are going to add 1 to this. 7 plus 1 will give us 8. Any other digit to the right of the type digit will turn to what? 0. The 8 will turn to 0. The 2 will turn to what? 0. So our answer is what? 800. So let's look at example 4. Let's look at example 4. In example 4, we have 9608. 9608. So here you write out their place value. This is units, 10, 100, 1000. Okay, to the nearest 100. Where do you have 100 here? This is it. So this is going to give us our target digits. Since we've been able to identify our target digits, look to the right of the target digits, and that is what? 0. 0 is not up to 5, so you allow it to rest. Okay? So now you drop down 6 the way it is. Drop down 9. Then any other digit to the right of the target digit will turn to 0. Can you see that? So that means if I round it off 9,608 to the nearest 100, our final answer is going to give us 9,600. That is our final answer. Now, let's look at the fifth example, example 5. What we have there is 1,686. 1686. You write out the place value as usual. So this is going to give us the units. This is going to give us 10. This is going to give us 100. This is going to give us 1,000. Okay? Now, what's the next step? 100. Where do you have 100 here? This is H. So these are our target digits. The 6 is the target digits. Okay? Under H. Now, look at the right of the target digits, which is what? This digit here. This is the digit to the right of the target digits. Now, is this up to 5? Yes. What are you going to do? You add what? 1. So by the time you add 1 to this, 6 plus 1 will give us 7. You drop down 1. Any digit to the right of the target digits, we all turn to zeros. As you can see, we have 8 and 6. 8 will turn to 0. 6 will equally turn to 0. So our final answer will give us 1,700. So that's going to be the solution to this problem. Now let's go to the next example. Yes. Here, we're told to round these numbers to the nearest 1,000 or to the nearest 1,000. Okay? Going by what we have here, for the first one, we have 1,345, and we're still going to use the same procedure. Now, what we have is 1, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that? Now, what are we going to do next? You write out their place value. So this is going to give us U, the 10, the 100, the 1,000. Can you see that? Now, since it's to the nearest 1,000, now where do you have TH here? This is 1,000. So this is going to be our target digits. Okay? Now look at the right of the target digits. This is the right of the target digits. Can you see that? Is it up to 5? No, you are allowed to rest. Okay? So you drop down 1. Any other digit here will turn towards 0. Here, our final answer will give us 1,000. Now let's look at the second example. Let's look at the second example. Now the second example is 1, 3, 5, 1, 2. Okay, you write the place value. These units, this is 10, this is 100, this is 1,000, this is 10 of 1,000. Okay, since it's to the nearest 1,000, these are our target digits. So I'm going to write this here. Okay, this is the target digit. Now look at the digit to the right of the target digits. This is it. Okay, you observe that it's up to 5, right? You add 1 to the target digit to the right. So you add 1 because this is up to 5. You add 1 here. 3 plus 1 will give us 4. You drop down 1. Any other digit will now turn to 0. So our answer here is 14,000. That's number 2. Okay, now let's look at number 3. For number 3, what do you have? We have 4, 1, 0, 5, 2, 3. Okay, you write out the place value. That will give you units: 10, 100, 1,000, 10 of 1,000, 100 of what? 1,000. So we're only interested in 1,000. This one. So these are our target digits. Okay. Now look at it to the right of target digits. It's up to 5. What are we going to do? You add 1. So you add 1 to this plus 1. 0 plus 1 will give us 1. You drop down 1. Drop down 4. Now, okay. Any other digit to the right of this will turn to 0, 0, 0. So our answer here is 4, 411,000. That's our answer here. 411,000 is the solution to this problem. Okay. Now let's go to example 4. Okay, we are told to round it to the nearest thousand. So we have 2, 3, 5, 4, 2, 6, 5. So we can write their place value. These are units, the 10, the 100, the 1,000, 10 of 1,000, 100 of 1,000, then million. Now, the first step is locate the target digits, 1,000. This is where we have 1,000, so this is the target digits. Now look at the right of the target digits. This is the right of the target digits. Since it's up to 5, what will you do? You allow it to rest. Now drop down 4, you drop down 5, you drop down 3, you drop down 2. Any other digit to the right of the target digits will turn to 0. So this will give you 0, 0, 0. Okay, as you can see, our final answer is 2,354,000. That's going to be the solution to this problem. So now let's try to look at some further examples. Okay, let's try to look at some further examples. Let's assume we have 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 5, and we're told to round it to the nearest what? 1,000. Okay? Now you write out the place value of this. These are units, these are 10, these are 100, these are 1,000. 10 of 1,000, while these are 100 of 1,000. Okay. Now, since it's to the nearest 1,000, where do we have 1,000 here? This is it. So this is going to be our target digits. Now look at the right of the target digits. What we have here is 7. Since it's up to 5, you add 1 to the target digit. So that means you are going to add plus 1. 4 plus 1 will give us 5. You drop down 3, drop down 2. All the remaining digits to the right of target digits will turn to 0. So this is going to be 7 will turn to 0, 6 will turn to 0, 5 will turn to what? 0. So the final answer is 235,000. Now let's look at another one to the nearest 1,000, which is 781,254 to the nearest 1,000. You write out the place value. This is going to be units. This is 10. This is 100. This is 1,000. This is 10 of 1,000. This is going to be 100 of 1,000. Can you see that? Since it's to the nearest 1,000, where do you have 1,000 here? This is 1,000. So this is going to give us the target digits. So this is the target digits. Look at the right of the target digits. That is 2. What do you observe? 2 is not up to 5, so you allow it to rest. So you drop down 1, drop down 8, drop down 7, then the remaining digits will turn to what? 0. 0, 0, 0. So the solution to this problem is 781,000 to the nearest 1,000. Now, let's look at another example. Also to the nearest thousand. Okay, we have 2, 4, 9, 7, 4, 5, 0. Okay, so we write out their place value. So this is units, this is tens, this is 100, this is 1,000, this is 10 of 1,000, this is 100 of 1,000, while this is million. Now, since it's to the nearest 1,000, where do we have 1,000 here? This is 1,000. So this makes this our target digits. Since this is target digits, look at the right of target digits. What do we have? We have 4. We have 4. Now, it's 4 up to 5. Remember, any digit from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you round it down, meaning you allow it to rest. So in this case, you are going to leave it the way it is. Okay? So you drop down 7. You drop down 7. You drop down 9. You drop down 4. You drop down 2. Now we have how many digits to the right of that digit? We have 1, 2, 3. All those 3 digits will return to 0. So this will give us 0, 0, 0. Okay? That's that. Now let's look at further examples. But in this case, we're going to round this to the nearest 100. Or let's say to the nearest 100, yes. To the nearest 100. Now, what we have here is 87, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 to the nearest 100. So this is going to give us the units. This is the 10, this is the 100, this is the 1,000. This is 10 of what? 1,000. Okay? To the nearest what? 100. Now, where do we have 100 here? This is it. So this is going to be the target digits. Can you see that? Now, look at the right of the target digits. Is it up to 5? No, we allow it to rest. So this will come down as 3. We bring it down at 7. This will give us 8. The remaining 2 digits to the right of the target will turn to 0. So to the nearest 100, we have 87,300. Now, let's try to look at our assignments. So, let's look at the assignments. Yes. So, look at this. We have to round these numbers to the nearest 10. 34, 26, 56, 95, and 127. Okay. Next one, we have to round it to the nearest 100, 231, 527, 507, 234, and 23,450. So we try to solve it using the same steps given to you and try to submit your solutions to Prodigy. I'll try to look at if there's any error, then I'll get the feedback. You can get the feedback from me anyway. So use the same method, the same approach. You find it very, very interesting. Okay? So that comes to the end of our virtual class for today. I remain your humble tutor, Mr. Abhishek Kamal. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Josh McFadden, sound baby.